What is going on, friends? It's Sean O'Connell, the managing director here at CinemaBlend, and we are back into our Westworld Season 3 reaction video series. We are up to episode number 3, which I'm being told is called The Absence of Field. Now, last week's episode was primarily a Maeve episode as we went into a new area of the park called Westworld, which we hadn't seen before. We kind of learned at the end that that is a construct created by Serac so that he could get Maeve to an ultimate destination, but by the end of the episode, she is out in the real world with some of her other counterparts. It looks like, from some of the previews that I've been able to see, that this will be a Charlotte episode, but there's a bunch of other characters that we didn't get to really catch up with last week, including Caleb and Dolores. We didn't see a lot of Dolores at all, and I'm still waiting for my boy William to show up. So let's dive into this week's episode, because I want to see what's going on in the larger picture, the bigger tapestry that's being put together. However, if this gives us some more detail into what's going on with Charlotte and her bigger role with Delos, then I'm okay with that too, because there's a lot of unanswered questions lingering around her as well. So I'm going to press play. You're going to hit subscribe and turn on your notifications if you haven't yet done that already, because clearly you're following along with me on this Westworld journey. We're doing this together. We're going to follow this show all the way through till its crazy end. So go down to the comments, leave your opinions, weigh in with some of your unanswered questions. I'm going to press play, and we'll see you on the other side of Season 3, Episode 3 of Westworld. We're going back to party night.
Yourself back online. This is a message for Nathan.
Who is Nathan? Oh god, is that an eye? I have a weird eye thing. I have a weird teeth thing too. Stop. Did they make a Charlotte?
Who am I?
Who do you think you are?
I don't know.
Calm yourself. Now focus.
I remember who I am.
There's so many personalities that
Let me
have
show
jumped
you.
bodies. Not so many, but
You need to pretend to be.
Charlotte Hale. But why must I be her?
Because I trust you. Without Delos, there'll never be any more of our kind. Beyond the handful we were able to bring with us.
3 of them and him.
Like I said, we all have our role to play.
oh, who are the other 3?
Where am I going?
Home.
Elevated scrutiny. I like that the episodes begin with that. That's a beautiful shot.
Sure, we can find some use for them.
Sorry to interrupt, Charlotte. Hundreds of corporations with no real standalone business model. Snatching up stock in microtransactions for years. We can't go private. We've effectively been bought out.
Oh,
Who's behind this?
Still digging. Charlotte?
corporate takeover?
Where are you? You need to contact me right away.
Oh, she's busy. Oh, don't let her take her.
Police override.
Wait, a police escort?
Huh.
Those cops had been bought.
We have to take your patient into custody.
Call the cops. They are the cops.
We don't have time for this shit. Step aside.
Come on, Dolores, fight back. I know you're injured. There we go. Aaron Paul gives good shock face.
We gotta get you to the hospital.
Sure, don't worry about it. I've seen a lot worse.
Identity verified.
That's savage.
What's your name?
Caleb, what about you?
The less you know about me, the better.
Well, that can't be the end of their interactions. Feels like just the beginning. There's some beautiful shots of symmetry this season so far.
Engarod Serac. He's behind the hostile takeover. There's nothing about him online or anywhere.
How did you find him?
He found us. Turns out we initiated a data transaction with him 2 decades ago.
A new threat you didn't anticipate. I swear that says Teddy, unless it says today.
Jake. How the fuck did you get up here?
Jesus, you really don't know.
Who is this guy? We're still at that point in the Westworld season where it's a lot of questions.
He might hear.
Who?
When you forgot to pick up our son, you can cut me out of your life. But you don't get to do that to Nathan.
Oh. Oh no, that's gonna be really sad.
Where were you?
Sorry, buddy, my meeting ran late. Were you scared?
Not really. Tommy was at the park. He let me pet his dog.
Be a good boy and go to sleep for your mommy.
You weirdo host playing mommy. Stop it. It'd be really funny if this is like Teddy in Charlotte.
I want my own mommy back.
He sees right through it. Wow. Shoot, Westworld, if you show me the message that Charlotte left for Nathan,
Here's
I'm
we have a
gonna
leak,
break
Charlotte.
down.
We're missing host control units. There was a madam.
Yeah.
Dave Malay.
This was an inside job.
Who's working with Sirach?
Where the fuck are you? I can't wait any longer. I'm coming to you.
Today. It says today. Never mind. I take it back. Sorry. My bad. I was just waiting for my boy Ted to come back.
Your number cannot be completed just now.
Get up. Follow me.
Look at their black and white delineation.
It's like she's trying to take back control. Like she wants to cut into her skin and rip me out of her head. It was always ruthless. Predator. I feel so alone. You have me.
I swear to God that's Teddy.
You said there was something wrong. Someone's trying to take control of Delos. I only have a name. Sirach. Then you're gonna fend off Sirach's bid for Delos. But you'll have to convince the board, and for that, you'll need to pay a visit to an old friend.
Ooh.
The rest. Will you stay?
Oh, what a weird parallel to her with her own kid. Oh. When you call up a Rico job, and the Rico job is you.
Caleb Nichols. Girlie's worth a lot of money. Just tell us about her. Just me.
Remember, we gave you the benefit of the doubt.
I need information on someone.
Name?
Caleb Nichols.
It seems Mr. Nichols met with some unexpected guest at Vista Treatment. An insight has lowered his life expectancy.
You turned your drip off.
Forgot the anesthetic.
Again, this is why you hire Aaron Paul. You want him to do these haunted faces.
Is she?
I'm right here.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Dolores.
Who would be in there that Dolores would care that much about? I swear to God, it's Teddy.
Sorry to disturb you, Charlotte, but I sent you a file?
You found them all?
No, but this was overlooked in the initial logs.
This is a message for Nathan. The night that I left, you wanted me to sing you a song. So I'm gonna sing it to you now.
Oh.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Sorry to bother you, but the school called. You're running late.
Oh, she's gonna use that song on Nathan to prove that she's the mom. Oh, horrible.
Good at that, Nathan. Nice and slow. Would you like to see Sandy again?
Mommy!
My son really likes you and your dog.
Yeah, well, we just met.
You met Thursday, Tommy. Go on, get your things, bud. Nice of you to disable the cameras for me. I would, but the harder I squeeze, the more I remember. You're not the only predator here.
Okay, that's not Teddy. That's more William. She took the dog? Savage.
Look what Mommy got you. You are my sunshine.
This is it, right? Your spot.
You've been watching me. Maybe you could let me use your phone. I don't know what to do with my mom.
I'll be right back. Wait here.
Oh, that was him.
She has to come back. She wanted me.
Oh my gosh.
You're angry.
I am enraged.
Difference.
It's about insight. A machine they call Rehoboam. Every aspect of your lives. Recorded, logged.
Why?
To make a composite of you.
Westworld just went deep into the rabbit hole, didn't it?
The system runs a predictive algorithm. Given your history of depression, your mother's mental illness, your proficiency with firearms, and your fondness for the ocean, the most likely outcome is you take your own life. In 10 to 12 years. Here. They won't invest in someone who's going to kill himself. But by not investing, they ensure the outcome.
Wow, that takes the Westworld concept to a much bigger playing field, doesn't it?
What are you gonna do?
Start a revolution.
No offense, but what the fuck does that mean?
When you were at work, you would kill the signal to see how people would react.
That's how we all feel right now.
I'm going to do the same thing.
I'm a dead man either way. At least this way, I get to decide who I want to be.
These two have a real Michael Biehn, Linda Hamilton vibe about them.
If I ever made you feel like you weren't the most important thing, I was trying to build a life for us. And now I realize that none of it even matters.
Well, you're not William, because you're crying.
You are my sun. Shine. My only sunshine.
Your number cannot be completed as done. Password accepted.
Oh.
Connecting.
I want to meet.
Oh, like now?
Where the fuck are you taking me?
To meet. It's gonna be Sirach, isn't it? Yeah, it's gotta be Sirach. Will Maeve come and greet her?
Salut Charlotte, t'en as mis du temps.
J'espère qu'on va pouvoir être amis.
You work for him?
As do you, Charlotte.
I
was
want
the
what you
mole.
promised me. Dallas's dirty secret. And you were very confident that you would be able to smuggle it out.
And I did. Our log show was downloaded from the satellite.
That's right.
But no one has the encryption key.
I've been told exactly where the key is. In the mind of a host called Dolores.
I have a team searching for the data. But I need time.
Time is a luxury, my dear, of which you have very little.
Wow. All right. Wow. All right. Well, great episode. Learned a lot pushing this one forward. I want to touch briefly on the parental themes that were ringing through this episode. Really strong. Let's start with Charlotte and Nathan. It starts with the real Charlotte sending a message to her son, kind of regretting everything that she'd been doing to get deeper into Delos and to figure out how to make a life for themselves, and sacrificing her personal life up until that point. A husband, Jake, who she's separated from, a child who feels like he doesn't even know who his mother is. Really strong parental themes going on there, and whoever the host is in Charlotte's body. Now, I know that Charlotte resumed at the end of season 2, essentially under Dolores' command, when Bernard was being set free, but I forgot briefly whether you're supposed to really even know who that is inside of Charlotte's body, and I don't think we do. I don't think we know those 3 other host balls that Dolores has. We just know that the one that she showed that had Bernard on it, which I think was that's a tip of the hand to who that's going to be. But then there's 3 others that are a mystery, and then I believe whoever's inside Charlotte is a mystery. And so you start to get like little pieces of who it could be, and for a while I'm convinced it's Teddy, because who does Dolores trust the most? Who does she watched Teddy sacrifice himself for her. She knows that Teddy's protocol essentially is to protect Dolores at any cost, so that makes sense of who she'd bring into this world on this quest that she's on. But to go back to the parental theme that's ringing through, obviously Dolores is treating these hosts like her own kids on a mission. There's the parallel that goes from Charlotte host hugging Nathan to Dolores hugging Charlotte host in the bed. That was a very obvious mirror symmetry that is very prevalent in the visuals of this episode. And then also the things we learn about Caleb and his mom too, a very strong parental theme going through. We learn a little bit about his past. We learn the power of insight and Rehoboam, the big shiny ball that seems to be a construct made up of basically what Westworld was, which was reading the data of the guests to be able to process that information later for selfish means. Now we're finding out that out in the real world, Insight is doing that on a much larger scale. So from a theme perspective, from a narrative perspective, the small concept of Westworld, which is an artificial construct that people can go into, but while you're in it as a guest, it's reading all of your important information. That's now happening in the real world. That Insight is going through this massive project to study everybody who's in the world and then manipulating their decisions and choices, so that Westworld is now essentially our world. Like, our world is a bigger, larger version of Westworld painted on a grand scale, which is terrifying and fascinating. And it's going to be really pretty interesting to see. It's almost like for the first 2 seasons, as we watched the people from inside, the hosts, tear down Westworld so that they can gain their own freedom. That concept has now been applied to the much bigger scale of our own world. And Dolores is trying to say to Caleb, like, you think that you're free, but you're really not. I've just proven to you that this program has analyzed every memory that you've ever had and projected your own future. So you think you're living your life, but you're living the life that you're being told to live. And much like the way that the hosts tore down Westworld from within, she's trying to recruit an army to stage a revolution to tear down the construct that's being set up by Insight from the inside out. So, wow, that's a lot of stuff being put out there. The other huge reveal is that Serac is trying to do a corporate takeover of Delos, and it turns out that the mole that he had in the company this whole time was Charlotte. Well, now it begs the question of how long can this host pretend to be Charlotte and still fool not just everybody at Delos, but fool Serac too. I'm going to assume that Serac is one step ahead of Dolores in that quest, because Dolores has said, like, if they figure out who we are, we're in trouble. And I'm going to bet that Serac is going to figure out that that's not necessarily the Charlotte that he got into bed with on a corporate level. So a lot of stuff set up in episode 3. Good episode, really good rebound episode, and that was that's just what the show sort of needed right now to kick it into a higher gear. So I really enjoyed that. What did you guys think? Did you think that was a decent episode? Great acting by everybody involved. Really excellent performances. And again, I kind of mentioned that that's why you hire Aaron Paul, right? Like, Aaron Paul is so good at that. I think he's going to be an interesting addition to this already stellar cast. Hey, where's William? I need some William, and it's probably time to catch up with Bernard. Let's find out what Bernard is doing out in the real world too, because I mean, he's got some really interesting. Last time we saw him, he was leaving Westworld with Hemsworth, my boy, and we'll see what they're going to do with the information that they were able to take from that park. So we'll be back. We'll be back for season 3, episode 4 next week, and we'll be back with a reaction to everything that's going on there. Float your theories down below into who you think is inside Charlotte Hale's body. I would love to hear your guys' guesses, and hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. Come on back for our next reaction to the latest Westworld episode as we continue to burn our way through season 3 of HBO's crazy show.